Hello again from my front porch. Well, today is April 9th, 2020. Now, the reason I'm making a point of telling you the date, because obviously I normally don't do that, the reason I'm making a point of telling you the date is because this date is significant. This is the 5-year anniversary of the day I shaved off the mustache. Now I know I'm looking at myself on the screen. It kind of looks like it's there a little bit. I did shave. It's kind of funny, the shadowing, the darkness. You can kind of see. Apparently, it knew I was going to talk about it today, and is like, I still want to make an appearance. But seriously, no, it was 5 years ago today, April 9th, 2015, that I shaved it off and have not grown it back since. And in leading up to that decision, I had done a poll of my friends on Facebook, and I had said, hey, what do you think? Should the old song, should it stay or should it go now? See, here's the background of the mustache. I had started growing it like almost immediately after I graduated high school. And so then I had that mustache for nearly 30 years. That's a long time. and originally I grew it because a lot of my years growing up, my dad had a mustache. And so, obviously there was a little bit in my mind, look like my dad. We had a mustache. But then there's also like all the cool people in movies and TV at the time had mustaches. You had Burt Reynolds and Smokey the Bandit. You had Tom Selleck on Magnum PI. I go down the list. There's a lot of westerns, a lot of different things. Different actors that would have mustaches, and it seemed to be something that made you manly, made you look cool. So. Okay, but then I grew it and I had it, and it just became part of me. It just became, comfortable, and so then I just always had it. There was one briefest little moment where I did shave it off specifically for a drama thing that we were doing at church, where I was recreating the role of Uncle Billy from It's a Wonderful Life, just for a short little 5-minute little vignette thing. But it was sort of a Uncle Billy after the events of It's a Wonderful Life. And Uncle Billy obviously doesn't have a mustache in the movie It's a Wonderful Life. So I had to, I didn't have to, but for the sake of the art, I shaved the mustache so I could be Uncle Billy, and then promptly grew it right back because that was my mustache. That's me. But 5 years ago, I was looking at making some significant changes in my life, and it was like the mustache. It sort of became symbolic of that transition point. And so I thought, I'd had people start making comments about, have you ever considered shaving your mustache off? Have you ever considered what you'd look like without your mustache? And I'd be like, it's an ugly face, and nobody would want to see the whole face. And I don't know, kind of, self-deprecating comments like that. But I started to listen to them. And then, with the advent of Facebook, when it came along, now granted, it was more than 5 years ago. I think I've been on Facebook for like 9 years now, or 10 years, I don't know. But with the advent of Facebook, you could upload pictures, even older pictures of yourself, but you could do selfies and be in pictures. And I had the opportunity then, as people would be talking about the mustache and about how I might look better without it, implying that I didn't look good with it. Facebook allowed me the opportunity to have a chance to go back and look at pictures of myself with the mustache, and to really look at myself with the mustache. In fact, here, let me share with you some of the images that are to this day still out there on Facebook. And you can see for yourself, this is what I used to look like. You know, and what's really funny is for almost 30 years, I looked at that face in the mirror and thought, yeah, shave here, trim that up there, looks good. Seriously, now, 5 years after shaving it off, I look at myself now and I think, it doesn't look too bad. I look at those pictures of me then, I'm like, man, what were you thinking? But I did a poll, like I said, and I asked people to weigh in. You know, should I keep it or should I shave it? Which would be better? And on a pretty much 2-to-1 margin, it was oh yeah, get rid of it. And the ones that voted for keeping it, most of them did so because of the feel good, kind of response of, hey, if you like it, keep it. That's, it's your face. Don't let anybody else tell you what to do. Okay, I understand, appreciate that. But they weren't really, it wasn't really a vote, but that was the way I interpreted it. They weren't really voting for me to change it, so I counted them as keep it the same. But there were plenty who did not hold back, that were very much, oh yeah, you should definitely shave it. You should. So like I said, it's easily a 2-to-1 margin, maybe even a bigger gap than that. And so I was like, all right, well, the votes are in. And by that point, I was actually becoming pretty comfortable with the idea too. And plus, there's not a lot of risk to it. What's the worst going to happen? I'm going to shave it, and then I'm going to look back and go, maybe I'll grow it back. And I could, but I haven't, because I shaved it, and this look grew on me. No pun intended. But seriously, I shaved it, and I was still, a good 50 pounds or so heavier, and people immediately were like, wow, your face looks better. You look happier. You look younger. You look healthier. Some of the other more interesting comments I heard was, you don't look like a pedophile anymore. You don't look like an 80s porn star. I'm like, wow. Okay, people, if that's what you thought I looked like, why did you wait till after I shaved it to tell me? Why didn't you tell me this stuff before? But still, point being that everybody agreed that I look good without it. Well, almost everybody. The morning I shaved it, I came out of the bathroom, and my daughter Ashley, who was living upstairs on the second floor, I heard her coming down the steps. And so I came around the corner to greet her in the morning, and I stood there at the bottom of the steps as she was walking down, and she looked down, saw me, and then paused as she saw my face. Now remember, I'd had the mustache for nearly 30 years, which was the entirety of her life. She had never known me without the mustache. So it's amazing how just that bit of facial hair changes your appearance. Well, you saw in the photos. So Ashley's coming down the stairs, and she pauses when she sees me, and she goes, and she slowly descends a few more steps, and then she gets closer to me, and she's just still looking at me, evaluating the whole face thing. And she gets close to me, and I'm expecting her to go, okay, yeah, I suppose if you like this, or something like that, because that would be very Ashley to make a comment like that. But instead, she gets close to me, and she looks at me, and she goes, you're going to grow it back, right? So I saw, well, I don't know. I'm gonna try this look for a while, and we'll just see how it goes. But I'm kind of liking this. She goes, okay, but I think you should grow it back. So anyway, yeah. So that's the story of what happened 5 years ago, and yeah, I don't regret it. In fact, last time I went in to get my driver's license renewed and get the whole little gold star on my ID and all that stuff, they of course had to take a new picture, put it on there. And I didn't realize this, but apparently at the DOT, when you go in on their computer system, they can pull up all of my old driver's license pictures. Because the lady that was doing it took the picture, and I was making a crack about how different I looked from my most recent driver's license. And most recent was relative because Iowa also has this option where you could renew it in the mail or online, either one. I don't remember what it was, but you could renew it without going in and getting a whole new ID. And so I the first one, I think maybe was a standard 4-year one, or I think it was. But then I renewed it without having to go in, and that renewed for 6 years. So that photo of me was a good 10 years old. And so my hair was all brown, all full and brown, and big brown mustache. And I even wore a red shirt. I don't remember doing it intentionally, but I wouldn't surprise myself if I did, because you don't want to look like the bandit. That's the way my brain works. But anyway, so I'm telling her about, I'm comparing how, wow, it looks different than it was last time. And she goes, yeah, it does. And then with that as her cue, she proceeds to pull up all these other images of me through the years. And we're like, yeah, you could see that I was getting older, but with that stupid mustache on my face, there was like, yeah, same guy. And then all of a sudden, boom, here's this guy. It's, boom, most radical change of them all. But for the good, for the positive. So, yay, happy anniversary to me. Now though, it's funny, I am very content with this look during this quarantine time, this COVID-19 staying at home stuff. My son Alex, he decided to announce that the mustache had jumped to the next generation, and he posted an interesting picture of his version of the mustache. Here you go. And so, not to be outdone, my baby brother Zachary Smith, who lives down in Oklahoma, who's the one who's 20 years younger than me, he also apparently decided he was growing his own version of our dad's mustache too. So here's a picture of him. Now, it sounds like in both cases, Alex and Zine, I probably need to just get used to calling him Zine, but see, to me, Zine is still our dad. My brother is Zach, but regardless, my son and my brother, sounds like each of them have a female that is around them that is not as big a fan of the mustache as they are, and that usually is the deciding factor as to whether it stays or whether it goes now. So I don't know how long it will last with either of them, but we'll see. Okay, well, with that, I'm going to let you go. Looks like it's getting a little windy and breezy out today here in Iowa, but it's at least sunny and nice in the 50s. Yeah, that wind is really getting kind of harsh. I should go before I get blown away, since I'm not weighted down now by my mustache. All right. I'm going to let you go. With that, I'll see y'all next time from my front porch.